Welcome to Morpheus Trading Group. Today's technical setup involves the S&P 500 index, $SPX.X. Again, that's ticker symbol $SPX.X. And in this chart, you'll notice that S&P is facing a key resistance level. Over the past month, the S&P 500 has attempted to get through this key 1300 mark. And it's attempted to do it obviously unsuccessfully. And if we notice on this particular day, we came up into the 1300 area, weren't able to do it. On this day, we tried the same, the next day the same, and then yesterday. In these four attempts or four movements towards the 1300 mark, we were unable to break through, so obviously there was resistance. In addition, it also, the break of the 1300 mark, if you notice this was a prior swing low, going back in time here. Well, it took on this day to finally, this day to finally break through this key support level. That swing low had acted as support. When we broke through, well, obviously now the former support level now becomes resistance. So we've attempted several times to break through the 1300 mark. Another important aspect to 1,300 on the S&P is that whole number 100-point increments tend to act as psychological areas of support or resistance, where investors, traders tend to step in on either short a stock or an index at that level, or look to buy it, protect it in a downtrend. In this case, we're looking at the 1300 mark. We know that 4 different times we've come up towards it and haven't broken through. Now, what we would anticipate is if tomorrow, the 29th, if we break above this 1300 mark and are able to hold above that level, and when I say hold above it, say at least three or 4 points above the level, not just go into the level and fall right back down to 1300 or below 1300. We'd want to hold several points above that level. Then it becomes much more likely that we will continue the rally and go up to the next resistance level, where in this case our next significant resistance is at the 50-period moving average, this bluish colored line right here. Once we get to the 50-period MA, it wouldn't be unusual at all for the index to overshoot the mark, get just above around 1315, maybe go up to 1317 or 1320, overcut the 200 MA, and then sell off from there. We know that this should serve as a pretty formidable resistance mark for a couple of reasons. First, we have a downtrend line that corresponds with the 50-period moving average. So we would expect to see resistance, if for no other reason, then we would be coming into the downtrend line. Now, some might argue that we should actually draw the downtrend line as follows. We would refer to this as a dirty downtrend line, where you draw the downtrend line, we would look to connect the most points possible, the most swing highs possible, which in this case would be here, here, and this swing high, in a dirty downtrend line, you would ignore it because this was very volatile price action, and obviously we came right back down into the trend in very short order. We reversed quickly. If that's the case, if we were utilizing or looking at that particular downtrend line, well, we would anticipate for the S&P 500 to find resistance just a little bit above where it is now, where it may have a difficult time getting above that 1300 mark or just get slightly above it. However, typically what we find is that once you get above a key mark like this by a substantial amount, you're going to tend to follow through and go up to the next resistance level. Now, one thing that does concern us about the most recent 2-day rally here, this day and this day, is that the volume has been very, very light. And since we're rallying to get through resistance levels, it's not like we're we're rallying and breaking to new highs. If we're rallying and breaking to new highs, it's not as problematic if you don't have heavy volume because there's nothing in your way. There's no resistance in your way. But when you're rallying to get through resistance levels and the volume is light, that means that if anyone steps in and puts up throws any volume at the market on the sell side, that it would be very difficult for an index, a stock, or any particular financial instrument to move higher. So we are concerned about the lack of volume in this move into resistance. If you found today's technical information helpful, please join us at www.morpheustrading.com. Again, that's www.morpheustrading.com, where you can sign up for your free membership to receive technical setups like this every day. Thank you for joining us today.